All right, welcome everyone. We got live at 5 today. We'll just go over some of the homework that we had for this week and see how it went, and then we can go over some questions. I'll also tell you what your homework is for this coming week. We hammered out the neck really well this week. So 2 weeks ago it was the neck, the crest pull, ring, and roll. And then this week was the rhomboid rub, the full neck, and then I also mentioned lateral flexion, and then the crest, what did I call it?
Neck jiggle.
This one. Yes, okay. Crest, the neck wiggle. Yeah. So that one's an interesting one. The horses normally go like, wait, what? What are you doing? So that one's kind of fun to do. And that kind of throws it all together. You can learn a lot from that one. I just did a video that, again, I forgot to do the volume on Nancy's, but she was doing that one and I had some comments for that. So I'll redo that and put that back up. But that one's kind of a cool one to do. And then we're gonna add the lateral flexion for real to this week's homework. So this week's homework, let's do a screen share here real quick. This week's homework is going to be the wither rub right here. Wither rub, that's easy. Scapula rub. Scapula rub, and then add the lateral flexion to that if you have not done it. Okay, so if you want to, you can, to warm your horse up to the idea, you can do a whole neck for about 5 minutes on each side. Okay, so you can add the last 2 weeks together and then do your lateral flexion, because that'll be for this week, and then continue on to the wither rub and the scapula rub. Okay, that can be the plan. So that'll be easy. Those two are super easy. The next stuff is more complicated. The horses normally like this one. They normally like the wither rub, right? That's what horses do out in a pasture. And they normally like the scapula rub. And you're normally pretty safe in those two also. I don't have any safety tips or tricks for either one of those. Except be careful with mutual grooming for either one of those, because you know what happens if they get a little too mutually groomish. All right. So that's going to be the homework for this week. And then let's see, let's jump on here and scroll through. I saw, Wanda, that you just put one up of your boy. So do you want to take a look at that together?
Sure. So this is Ranger. When you
Okay.
to me, he's pretty heavy built. And I keep noticing this thing about C4, C5. It's more noticeable to the right. And I started doing a lot of neutral lateral flexion with him when I'm riding him. It took him out of the snaffle. It seemed like he wasn't really wanting to drop down into the bridle very well. And I put him back in a hackamore, in a real hackamore. And
Okay.
he seems to be much happier. But I had to go back and remind him that, yes, I can still take a hold of your face. And he's left brain introvert for the most part, but he can get a little spunky and he's just way too big to come off of. So
Oh, is
so
it?
I started doing more neutral lateral flexion, when I first get on him. And that's helped the body work. And today I thought I had a lot more fluidity going with him on the right side when I did the neutral lateral flexion. So anyhow, I just shot these. It's in the barn. It's super noisy because I got the fans going. And I don't know if you found it or not.
I can't find it yet. Let me search it up here.
Should be-
Hold on.
I saw it. It should be toward the top, I think.
Oh, there it is.
it is.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is the
Sometimes-
neutral lateral flexion, and what was the, I did, oh, I did the rhomboid. He loved that. He's like, keep doing
Good.
that. So anyhow, that's what I
Okay.
saw.
Oh yeah, he's stiff. There's a release. Yeah, so he's stiff right here.
Yep.
This is where he's not bending. He's fine here.
Okay, see, I thought
There
it
he
was down
goes.
there.
Yeah, so I would hold him there just like that. Help him. Yeah.
Okay,
And wait until, see, he's faking you right now. So
Yeah.
wait until he actually puts weight there. There you go. Wait. Yeah. See, now he's like, oh, shoot, she's not letting me go. There. Good.
then that looks
So
good.
yeah,
Okay,
keep him in these positions. Oh, he is a big old boy, isn't he?
yeah,
Keep him in these positions and wait for him to relax his head. So he's kind of faking a little bit because he knows the game, right? He knows
Mhm.
the lateral flexion game. So just wait him out and he'll eventually go like, oh, and then sometimes they go like, oh, shoot, she's not going to let me go. And then they go, oh.
okay.
Okay.
Because when I start, he goes down and it feels evasive because it
Yeah.
doesn't feel, it just doesn't feel right. But then once he gets down there, he releases and it's like, well, what do I do with that? But my sensation is that I need to keep his head up, kind of keep his ears level and wait. And so that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to do here. He's a lot of head to hold still, but anyhow,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Nice.
he's stuck right up here.
And you think it's higher. I was
Yeah.
thinking about C4, but you're
See, like
thinking,
right here, see this face?
yeah,
He's like, oh gosh.
okay.
Okay.
So it's higher. Okay. Well, we'll work on
Right
that.
there. See how heavy that was? You were like,
Yep.
Okay. So I wouldn't go anywhere past that until that becomes like this.
Okay.
Instead of like, come on, loosen up. It did loosen up, but you want it to be real nice.
Yep.
So watch how heavy this is. Ugh. It's like it's not moving right there. So just
Yeah.
wait. Don't go anywhere until that there it loosened up a little bit. There. It's then he skipped. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He skipped way down. Okay, so
Yep.
let's slow this down. Let's slow this down. This is what's fun is slowing it down. Let's go to 0.5.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Heavy stuck, heavy stuck. There. There. He gave a little bit. Now he's stuck again and he's stuck right below your hand. He's stuck right there. So that's
Okay.
when he dives down so that he can skip over that part and then come up on the other side of it. Okay.
Okay.
There was the release.
And that's the
got it.
release, the shake.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, now he's bending up here. Do you see?
Yep. But you can tell it's not comfortable because he's got one ear forward, one ear back.
Yeah. And look at this. I just paused it. See this? This
Yeah.
is over flexed compared to these two.
Up the top. Okay.
So these are moving now, but this one's moving way more. Okay.
And that's part of why he wants to go down.
Yes. See, now look. He straightened these back out, didn't he?
Yep.
These are straight now, and this one's flexed even more. And then he needs his head back, so he backs up and tries to dive down. You didn't let him. Now he's really straight right here. And he's only flexing down here. He's flexing from here to his shoulder. Jiggle, good jiggle. Jiggle's gonna loosen that up. But you
Okay.
see how he's straight in the upper neck now?
Yep.
Then he's like, oh shoot, can't do it. Then he got a little lighter. This is all from, he's only flexing from there down now.
Okay.
Okay, let's watch the other side in slow-mo. You can even see right there at the very beginning that he's flexing just the base. So
Oh,
look,
yeah.
this is flat,
Yeah.
this is flexed. There. Good, good, good. Did you see that? That was good. Okay. So the first vertebra is fine. Let's watch again. Watch the nose come over. Boom, no problem. No problem. Okay, and then look what happens. He goes, oh shoot,
Oh,
because it's right here.
there. Okay.
He's like, oh shoot. Oh no. Let me see if I can get out of that. He dives
Yeah.
down, comes back up on the other side.
Uh,
Yeah, now he's down here. He's way down here now.
okay.
He has this one okay, and he has these okay. But this area is stuck. It even looks different, doesn't it? Look
Yeah.
at the reflection. Like right here is
Yep.
where it gets better. There, then he got it. He got it. Okay, so now it's round. There, it got tight again. Do you see? You can see the light. The light's hitting it because this is flat and then this is round. Then he's trying. He's trying. There, now he's getting it. And then he went past it again. Now he's trying. You can see the light kind of changed a little
Yep.
bit more. There was a little bit of a release. And now he's got it better. There, now he's got it better. There, now he's got it better. So this side's a little bit easier for him.
Yep. Yep. Which is interesting. He's a little more right-handed.
Heavy on the right.
No, he's, like most horses are kind of left-handed. He's
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
more right-handed, but his
Oh, okay.
mom and his grandma are both very right-handed.
Oh, interesting. I love that.
So I can just start with the C1 because I'm
Yes.
pretty confident he'll be comfortable there. The other thing I think is interesting is this horse usually doesn't hang his equipment out, and
Oh,
he's dropped in this.
okay.
So
He
I thought
needs
that
it.
was, yeah, so it's releasing something, right?
Of course. Yeah. No,
So I
that
can
was a
just
good,
go back,
go ahead.
so I can just go back and work between like 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, so I would start, let's wait till you get right. Okay. So you got this first, actually, he was a little heavy
Yep,
on this right side, even up here. So
yep,
stay here, jiggle, 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 jiggle until it's just like this.
okay,
Okay, because he's kind of like he gets it,
yeah,
but it's heavy. So
it's
stay
heavy.
right here. Don't go past it. Don't even think about going past it because you
Okay,
can just do this with him. And
okay,
then move down to right under where your palm is here. That's where the real issue starts. And
okay,
just stay, oh, I'm just going to stay here, buddy. And this is when you're going to find all this stuff going on because he doesn't want to do it. And then it'll break free and you'll feel it.
okay,
And then you're going to have that upper part right there. If he's backing up, just stay with him. Okay.
okay.
That's going to be the situation going on for him. That was
So
a
I can
cool
do,
video. That's why this lateral flexion is hard because they're so good at
yeah,
accomplishing the task because they know how to get around stuff. Their neck is so long, they can easily come around if one of the vertebrae isn't moving. So it's not a problem. That's why that's a good video.
okay. So I can do that multiple times a week?
Do it till you get it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. Yeah.
okay, great.
All right.
Okay,
Hold on, everyone. I gotta yell at a little girlfriend that's over here playing. I'll try to mute myself so I don't scream at everyone. Hey, Evelyn. Oh, here. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool video. Excellent job, Wanda. What's the name of that horse? Ranger. Ranger. What do you do with him?
They're all cow bred. They're all Hancock Blue Valentine bred. They're cow horses. We're not running any cows, but I have cow horses nonetheless.
Yeah.
Kind of, so I want to do some bridle horse stuff with him. He is 7, I think. I lost his mom last year, so he's the end of the line.
Aw.
And I have to say, the American Quarter Horse Association swears up and down he's a bay roan, and I keep saying no, he's a gray. So
That's so
I'm
weird.
gonna have to pop for the genetic testing because I'm afraid if I take him anywhere, his papers say he's a bay roan,
Oh,
but his brand inspection, everything else says he's a gray. So
oh,
yeah.
that's funny.
Well, you look at my buckaroo, he looks so much the same color in his father was a gray Arabian, but his mother was a buckskin. They look so much the same.
Oh wow. Yeah, this line of horses, his grandma is a dun. His mom
Mhm.
was a gray though. So I wasn't too surprised when he popped out, the color of chocolate milk. It's like, oh, he's gonna be gray. And
Yeah.
AQHA, I sent him in as gray. They sent him back as bay roan. I called. They said, oh no, his genetics are he's bay roan. It's like his color is that he's gray.
I'm looking right at him.
He's just a horse of a different color.
There you go.
So, and on a gelding, I suppose it doesn't really matter, but I thought if I ever got around to showing him, it'll be a problem. So,
Yeah.
anyhow, we got to do the color testing sometime this year. And he loved
Here's-
this rhomboid rub. This is probably when he dropped because he's like,
Oh, you did that first?
yeah, yeah. I have a checklist back there on the
There you go.
bulletin board or on the chalkboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to release off that. Look, there goes his nose.
Look at that. He's happy, happy, happy.
Yeah. We'll see if he likes the wither rub and the scapula rub too. I bet he will.
Yeah. He likes to be groomed. So I think
Okay.
it's just that place in his neck. And when you ride him, that's where you feel the stiffness is at. He's pretty mobile through the back and the hip. I know, look at his face.
I
He's my
know.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
So cute.
You should come out and ride Georgia and tell me what's going on.
Okay, we just
Okay,
all have to
so
get into the same place.
yeah. All right, so Nancy had a cool one here. I did a voiceover on this one here and this one, and I didn't have my voice on it, which is really irritating. And then I have some just notes on the other ones. So I'll redo that. I haven't seen this one yet. And then let's see. Yeah, Laverne's in the house now. Nancy, your husband's next. Tell him the men are joining.
Well, Adobe's neck, I mean, I swear it's this wide. And when
Oh,
my
yeah.
hand tries to get around it, I can't.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know what? It's your horse. And I know
You
he's
do it.
old and I know he's stiff, but you need to work on it. So I did the other side and he watched. And then I took the sound out, but I was trying to kind of coach him on this side. And he did a good job. And he's continued working with Adobe since then. So,
Well, and clearly you can tell he loves it. Adobe loves it.
oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
They love getting their attention. That's a nice solid neck pull. That's what I'm talking about right there, guys. Okay, so sometimes you got to be aggressive. There we go.
Yeah.
And I like how he talking about. What is going on now? Hold on.
It's your voiceover.
I know. Where did it come from? There we go. Oh, that's my voiceover. Gotcha. Loosening up now. Perfect. Okay. So anyways, this sort of neck pull I really enjoy. Right there. Okay? You gotta grab it and pull it. That's what I'm talking about. And I want the whole area up here to move. And Adobe actually likes it more than a lot of horses do. Sometimes they'll be like, please stop doing that. You're irritating me. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna probably show Nancy's actually. And then look at his eye. He goes, what'd you stop for? What'd you stop for? You guys notice that you get that look sometimes? It's really funny. He goes, yeah, go ahead. Come on. Where are you going? Isn't that cute? There's the release. Okay. So let's take a look at, I want to actually find the one of Nancy. I can't remember which one it is. Is it this one? Let me look for a little bit. No,
Yeah.
I think it was. No, it was this one. Was it this one? Okay, this is one of them. So we have found, I know which one it is now. Hold on. It's the 7-minute one. We have found out that Raven does not necessarily like her neck pounded. Okay. But it's important.
She's your
So let's-
release.
Yeah, that's what gets the release. So let's watch this one. Raven, very stoic mare, internal a lot. Gets a little bit overwhelmed. Huge improvement with this horse. Okay, so starting with the kind of the warm up, the idea. Look at this horse's neck and head, the placement. Okay, so she normally carries her head high. That is her personality. She does a lot of ignoring and pretending that she's not bothered. There, look at her head now. So think about how long that took. That took a while for her to put her head down. Giving her a break.
This is the Nick Jiggle, the one with the rhomboids, the one she shook her head so ferociously.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd clipped her mane up and she even threw the hair clips out.
Yeah.
She shook.
I noticed that. Okay, so where is she right now? Is she paying attention or is she in distraction land?
She's
Distraction land.
Yeah,
she's out
she is
there.
not trying to feel any of these feelings right now. And that's fine. That's what's cool about massage is you can still get positive effects when they're, you know, doing that thing. Their head went down. She couldn't help it. Okay. So watch this top part of her neck. Doesn't that look tight? Right
It
up
is
there is
tight.
tight. Right here. Especially on this side. So this side of the mane, when she goes to pull it this way, it's tight. The other side's not that tight. There we go. She almost gets overwhelmed. But see how tight that is right there?
Yep.
There, then it loosens up a little bit. Tightens up back toward the wither again. There's the under the neck. Okay. And then when you guys do this one, what I want to see is I want to see the head bobble with it naturally. Okay. And if it goes something like this, that's tight. So watch the head. See how that's not flowing with the jostle? It's kind of like, So you'd want to see an improvement on that. You want it to be an extension of that wiggle. She gets a little better at it when she starts relaxing. There, that's a little better. There's a release. There's another release. Head went down. That's nice under there, isn't it? That moves good. Okay, so this is typical. Turning. She's off in La La Land. She's trying to kind of avoid that. So you would really, in order for this one to work, have to get that top line loosened up more.
Right.
Makes sense? Because the underneath is moving, the top is still like, nah, we're not going to. Okay. So let's look at the other one. I want to find the one where she's, which one is it? This one?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. No, we just did that one.
Oh yeah, we did.
Let me see if it's this one.
Yeah, she's got her hair clips in that one.
Okay. Warming it up. Nice head placement now. So with this horse, you'd be paying a lot of attention to head placement. Anytime the head goes down, make a mental note. That was a state of nice relaxation there. Okay, rubbing that rhomboid. I love going against it like that. That's great. There, okay, yeah, it's this one. Okay, she doesn't like that, right? There's a release. There's a release. There's a release. Oh, what's she gonna rub her face on?
Post.
Not that time. Okay, then she looked at her like, what'd you do to me? Okay, that was because of the pound. That's this. She doesn't like it. Release, release, release. Okay. She doesn't like it, but she needs it. And that was a light pound. That was this one.
Mhm.
Okay. And then she looked back at like, what'd you do to me? What was that? It's instant. Like, you guys remember Shannon's video on, again, slap, she doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Tail swish, wants to walk off. Okay, but wait. She's trying to keep her off of it. Nancy's like, do I pound or slap? Pound or slap? There's the release. There's the release. Rubs her face on the post. Another release. Look at that. That's a big release. Okay. Slap. Pound. She doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Another release. Another release. Another release. Look at her head placement now. Circles warming it up. There's a lick and chew. Head placement's still good. Rhomboid rub against the rhomboid, against the hairline. I like that. That's more intense, right? Pound again. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Wants to walk off. Nice lateral flexion, right? Y'all see that? Nice lateral flexion. That is round like a banana. There's a release. There's a release. Look at her ears. Look at her floppy ears. Look at her nice relaxed head. Okay, against the hair. I like that. Pound. She goes, oh gosh, here we go again. That wasn't too bad that time. She didn't try to exit the building. Look at that lateral flexion. That's nice. That looked like a deep breath to me, but I'm not sure. Harder pounds. I like that. Ooh, look at her go. Look at Nancy. Woo. She took it a lot better that time, didn't she? Look at her face. She drunkard. She's drunk. Okay. Nice round nostrils, soft eyes. She's breathing a little intense. Look at her. Floppy ears. Did you guys see that? Her ears. Head shake, head goes down. That's a release. Nice and relaxed. Okay. So, the other video that I enjoyed with Raven, was a really good example of the difference between rubbing the leg because of a fly and rubbing the leg because of a release. And they're different. And the quicker you can learn the difference, the more it'll help you out in summertime. But I'll give you a little hint. When it's a fly, it's like quick, like kind of quick into a certain spot and down. Like they're annoyed. Ooh, there's a fly on me. I hate flies. When it's a release, it's like it's slower. It goes to a spot. They kind of do something like this, and then they slowly pick up. Okay. So Raven had a really good example of that in one of the videos, and I'll see if I can mention that and then put it in the comments. But what was fun with Raven, and I had already done a commentary on that one, but the volume didn't come through. There's a couple ways you can handle that. So let's talk about those. One, obviously she has tension in her top line, the rhomboid. Anyone have any ideas why that is?
She's a high-headed horse.
That's right. She holds her head up like this all the time. Okay? That's why she has tension in her rhomboids. So Georgia had the same thing. So my goal for quite a while was anytime I was around Georgia and her head was up like that, I would just tap her halter and ask her to put her head down. And eventually over time, she started carrying her head a little lower. So Georgia used to carry her head just like Raven. But you guys have seen enough videos of Georgia now, you know she doesn't do that anymore. Okay, but she did that for the first 2 years I had her. It was always up, always up. I just assumed that's how she's built. Her head is always going to be up like that. Okay, she doesn't do that anymore. So it was constant though. Like I constantly had to do it to teach her to put that head down. Okay, so that's where that rhomboid tension is coming from, is that she's always in this stance. Probably similar out in the field also. She's probably more relaxed, but she's probably the alerter of the group. I got to tell everybody what's going on. I notice things first. I'm going to let I'm on edge because I'm always looking at what's going on. I'm going to make sure everybody's safe. That sort of mare. Okay. So that head's up a lot. So a couple ways you can handle it. You know, there's tension in the upper neck now. You can do some soft stuff. That is not going to get the tension out. So you can incorporate pounds and then go back to something she likes. So kind of try to work your way into it and get little chunks of tension out, little chunks of tension. Okay. Now, if I was working on her, I'm there for an hour. So I'm going to do it different. I'm going to grab onto her halter and I'm going to go, hey, baby, I know you're not going to like this, but we're going to go for a ride. And I'm going to whack, 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 whack. And her and I, if we need to, we're going to walk around the little paddock while I'm doing that. I'm going to let her walk. I'm going to let her move, but her and I, we're going to keep walking. And I'm going to do it hard enough to where I can get that to loosen up. So I'm going to try and do it. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I'm going to try and do it for a short period of time. Okay, so that's another thing that you can try. That's another tactic. Okay. She's not going to like it as much, but you'll get good results. And then you saw how Nancy's tactic was, I'm going to slap, I'm going to backhand, I'm going to pound a little bit, and then I'm going to stop and rub her and try to make her happy. And I'm not going to let her escalate too much. That's a great tactic. Okay. And obviously you saw that it worked really well, because at the end of that, Nancy kind of went at her a bit harder and she handled it much better. If Nancy would have started with that, the walking and holding on would have been what happened, right? Because Raven already left the building twice and Nancy wasn't even doing it hard. So I think Nancy's method was really good and it worked really well. The other thing I'm actually going to bring back up, because I remember it now that I was thinking, okay, here we go. So let me see here. Okay, so the third method I thought of, okay, that you could try, and all of you guys can try this on your horses and see what happens. This is going to be taught in my advanced course, okay? And it's not really advanced, it's just something I'd never put in my first one. So rhomboids are here, right? Okay, so let's think about how we can stretch the rhomboids out. What she's doing right now is a stretch for the rhomboids, isn't it? Okay, because what shortens them? Well, when the head's up here, that shortens them. That contracts the muscle. If she contracted her rhomboids right now, this head would go up. Okay, so this is a rhomboid stretch. Now, what's interesting is she did this after the rhomboid release. Okay, so she is stretching she is doing her own post-massage stretch right now. Interesting, isn't it? Now, the other thing that I would do, so one thing that you could do is just bring the head down to the ground, just like Raven is doing right here. If you want to make that more intentional, you would take this little nose right here and bring it over to the side and down. Okay, that is going to stretch the opposite side rhomboid. So that's another backdoor you could try. If the pounding didn't work because she got too anxious about it, or it freaked her out, or she thought you were going to give her vaccines and it freaked her out, or whatever, you could try this approach instead. You take this head, you bring it down, and you bring it way over here, and you wait until she relaxes. Okay, so she can't be moving her feet. She has to keep her feet still, and she has to bring the head down. And sometimes I'll put my right hand up here and hold that shoulder a little bit, just kind of like this, letting her know I don't want her to step into me. And then I'll bring my left hand onto the halter and bring her nose over here. So that's going to stretch the opposite side rhomboid, right? So you're pretty much asking them to do this. That's going to stretch here. So then go to the other side and bring her nose over here. So then you're going to bring them like that. That's going to stretch the opposite side, right? So that is another method you could use. So think about what muscle you're getting major reactions on. And then think about, what does it do? Why is it tight? When that muscle contracts, what does it do? What skeletal parts of its body does it move? Okay, so the rhomboid, when it contracts, brings the head up. If only one side of the rhomboid attracts, it brings it up and over, up and over, up and over. If both of them contract, it brings it up. One side up and over. Okay, so then if you want to relax and release that muscle in a stretching manner, bring it down and to the opposite side. The thing with stretching, though, this is why I don't buy into a lot of the stretches that are taught. The horse must be relaxed. So you must wait until the horse actually relaxes, because if they're not relaxing, they're just contracting other muscles. Okay? That's why I don't like carrot stretches. When a horse is reaching for a carrot, they are not relaxed. They are contracting the muscles on that side of the neck to get their head around so they can reach the carrot. So that's similar with Wanda's horse. I want him relaxed into it. I want weight. And you'll feel the difference. Okay? Any questions on that? Any questions at all on this week's stuff? Yep.
So just when we were doing the neck jiggle, when I did Adobe, it's not the brachio, but it's the one under it. It's the sternomandibular.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, obviously his top crest is so tough and hard. And I think he holds his neck out with his nose out most of the time. That's like his relaxed mode. I mean, he doesn't cock his head down. He doesn't
Mhm.
stretch his head up. He very rarely ever goes way high. So I think it's down and out. But when I was doing that, those two muscles were so loose, they were like jiggling inside my hand. And
Mhm.
I'd not ever felt that on the other horse. And honestly, I didn't remember feeling it on him, although I may have, and I just didn't really make a conscious note of it. But I mean, that just means his neck is real loose down there, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I literally, I could have separated them into my hands. They were so
Yep.
loose.
Yep. That's normal.
Okay.
So, you know, it feels that it's so loose just because other stuff is tight,
Mhm.
tight and bulky. He has
Yeah,
pretty
to have
bulky
something
guts.
loose on him was almost a miracle, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's good. You want that to be loose because if that's tight, then he's gonna be stuck like this,
Okay.
right? Then he'll be like, ugh. He wouldn't have a chance. Okay. I'll get your videos done too, Leanne.
Yeah. I probably tried to pull harder on the crest pull with Ellie, so hopefully
Oh,
I
okay.
got a little bit. I tried to work on that again just to get a little bit tougher with her on that.
Okay, cool. Any other questions?
Hey, Erin, I had an interesting experience this morning with Lila.
Cool.
So with the neck stuff, and I didn't videotape it because we were doing our daily 30-minute walk for her DDFT rehab. So to break it up, I've been having her straddle a pole. Do for a couple days, and then I pick something else while we go round and round and round. So she's straddling the pole, and I reach up to her mane. I did the crest wiggle, the crest pull, and the crest wiggle, and I rhomboid rub, and I did all that stuff. And she had some god awful ugly yawns. It was awesome.
My favorite.
So I wondered if it had anything to do with the fact that her feet were on each side of the pole. Whether,
Oh,
because that's a thing, right? When they stand there with the pole in the middle.
so her feet were like this and the pole's in the middle.
Yeah, it was
Oh, okay.
like her fore and hind foot on each side of the pole. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Okay.
think. I don't think so.
Because I didn't know, because I know and I can't say this word, it's that P word, that proprioception.
Proprioception?
Thank you. Proprioception. Yeah. So that's a thing,
Yeah.
So I wondered if adding something else on top of that, but she doesn't usually, she'll release, but this was huge. It was like, her eyes rolled up in her head.
Gosh, I just want to see it so bad.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get it again.
So I want you to test it. I'm gonna put money, not a lot. I'm gonna put money on it that it is not related and that you can get those same releases by doing the same work and not standing over a pole. Now, if I'm wrong, let's think about that. Okay, so if she's straddling a pole, she is probably opening her chest up more, right? Okay, so if she opens her chest up more, that's going to shift her scapulas. If she stands like this, it's going to shift her scapulas out and slightly up. Okay, so if you shift your scapulas out and slightly up, that's going to influence the thoracic rhomboid, the top rhomboid that
Yeah.
attaches at the withers. Okay, and then obviously the rhomboid is one piece, so the thoracic portion is going to influence the cervical portion, and that was the stuff that you were messing with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, But I'm
Interesting.
gonna say that you can get that same reaction or could have got that same reaction without her being straddling that post, but I could be wrong. So test it out. No
Okay.
post tomorrow. Let me know how it goes. We're all gonna hold our breath and wait.
Makes me want to
Okay?
try pole.
Yeah, and then the rest of you straddle a pole with your horse, and I want to see what happens. That's awesome. I love it. Okay. So yeah, that is really hard to tell, but either one, I'm happy. But yeah, going over a pole, she's going to stand wider, open her chest up more. The scapulas are going to come out and up. That could release the thoracic rhomboid, and then you were doing the rhomboid rub, and it gave an extra little dose of coolness. But I'm not sure. I like that you are able to pay attention to that. Yeah, it's cool. Thanks, Carol. Oh, you know what? Oh, it's too late now. I was gonna take a look at, well, we can do it real quick. Hold on. Melinda sent in that cool, you guys see that cool little Morgan, it's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
Morgan mix or something.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. Just loving it, you know what I mean? And I liked there, right here, this one. Look at this cute little horse.
So cute.
Look at, it's like, what is he saying right here? I'm gonna ask you guys.
I think he's saying, do it harder, mom.
Harder! Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Harder, please. That's what that tells me. And Melinda's putting her weight in it. This is what I'm talking about when I tell you guys to lock your arm and put your weight into it. Melinda's doing it. And he's still like, bring it on, baby. Okay. Isn't that cute? His little face. He's like, you're not doing it hard enough. I'll take some more, please. Melinda's working it. Isn't that fun? That's a cute horse too. I don't know what you'd call that. It's not quite a cremello. Cool coloring though.
Pretty.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns? We do have our, is that starting this Wednesday, Nancy?
No.
Yep. We are starting our Healing Hearts this Wednesday, 5 o'clock. If you would like to share that to your Facebook or with any friends that you know are going through any issues or lost a pet recently, horse or other animal, feel free. It is open to anyone. Got our homework for this week. For those of you who joined a little late, homework for this week is going to be scapula rub, easy, 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 wither rub, and lateral flexion. So feel free to do all your neck work first and then tag on the lateral flexion at the end. Leanne, I think I might want to work with you and Ellie. I want to get that corkscrew thing worked out.
We've only been trying for 3 years.
We've only been talking about it forever and I still haven't sent you a video on it. I think we
Yeah,
can do it.
it's such a deep ingrained habit with
Yeah.
her. And I mean, I work hard on it when I'm doing lateral flexion.
Yep.
I do, you know, when I mount her, I used to always have her do this flexion and she always snaked and I'm on top of her. So now based on what Charlie did, you know, in his clinic, I just
Mhm.
have her, I just hold here until she just gives me that. I
Yeah.
don't let her do that whole thing back around. I mean, that was just always, I'd mount her and we'd do both sides.
Exactly.
But she was doing this.
Yeah.
So now I just have her do, you know, just hold until she just looks like, you know, 20% maybe. And I
Yeah.
think that's helping her not think about that snaking.
Yeah. And then I'm going to have you stand with your back to her neck and have her come around you with your hand on the
Mhm.
opposite side ear, because that stops that too.
Yeah.
We're going to work on that. Okay.
Yeah.
One other thing. What was it? Okay. So Healing Hearts starts on Wednesday. Lateral flexion. Oh, I forgot. Oh, Carol and I are going to be doing a one-on-one session Tuesday. So if you can bribe Carol, she might let you see the recording You'll have to be really nice to her though. So we'll
No
see.
problem.
So we're gonna have a recording of that. That's gonna be really fun. You guys can see what a one-on-one session's like too. Okay, because the one Nancy and I didn't work out. It was just me talking the whole time. Bleh. Okay. All right. Anything else?
I remembered I haven't put Kingston up yet for what we just did this last week.
I need to
So-
see it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I forgot. Well,
Yep.
no, I've been busy and it takes so long to upload them here. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll do that tonight.
Awesome. Okay, guys, we'll have a wonderful week and I look forward to your videos. All right. Talk to you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
Erin.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.